Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, sorry. Here, I'm gonna ask you, but honestly, your story is so beautiful. I just need to hear it again. That's what I needed. I just need to hear it
No
again.
worries.
Okay. Again, what inspired you to start your business, and how did your vision evolve?
So my business, Neighborhood Remedies, came about from just the internal need of like what my family needed, and just from the things that I created based off of their needs. It really began with my own journey about health, and really looking internally as a woman and having just irregular cycles and different kinds of pains and aches and fatigue. Um, for a while, I just dismissed a lot of the things that were happening, especially after I had my youngest son, who's now 3. I figured, oh, I'm not sleeping enough. I'm not eating well. I'm a mom running on low energy all the time. And so I figured that that was just normal, right? Like I came to realize that just because something is common, it doesn't mean that it is normal. And we have normalized a lot of the things that we think are common that we've just accepted and think, well, this is just the way it is. So you just kind of keep trekking along. Um, but when my body hit a certain point where it's like, no, I can't keep dismissing it, I can't keep ignoring different signs. I ended up in the ER July of last year. And so from that, I learned that I had like a polyp growing in my uterus. And so that led me towards a different journey of learning more about herbalism and just being more intentional with how I live my life, what I'm eating, what I'm consuming, what I'm putting in my body, what I'm putting on my body, what's around my body. And there's so many parts of our environment that we can't control, that I started to learn about the things that I could control. And so the kind of medicines that I make for my family is one of those ways that I learned that I had power in being able to make and provide for them. And not just make and provide, but like it was useful and it works. And so that's kind of where Neighborhood Remedies came from. It's just the internal need of my family. And I just thought, like, how many other moms could benefit from having these remedies at home that are dye
Yes.
free, that are, low in sweets, especially like the elderberry. Like I made it recently with additional sweetness. I added a little bit of maple syrup to it just for the kids, just to, take it down a little bit sweeter. Um, but yeah, that's where it came from. It just came from internally, our home, the needs that we had.
No, that's so amazing. And it's so true. Like all the things that we're consuming, even like our medicine we give our kids, like trying to read what's even in them. It's like, where are these words even coming? Like, what are these things? So it's so good to see how we can like help our kids and make sure they're getting proper nutrition and things that will actually help them and in currently and in the long run rather than possibly in the future, like causing other issues. So no,
Right.
that's so
That's the piece, right? The other issues. I think that's what
mhm.
I learned with my 3-year-old. We went to the beach when he was really young. I think he was about 9 months old. We stayed a little like a beach vacation that we were on. And being the 9-month old that he was ingesting a little too much sand. Like he would grab handfuls, and I was like, "Hey, enough with the sand." And he ended up getting really sick from that. We ended up staying in a children's soul. But long story short, like I wanted to help him. And when I was giving him, I think it was Motrin and Tylenol, like the back and forth of like,
Mhm.
it's common for moms to give back and forth Tylenol. And of course, modern medicine is necessary, right? There's a place for it.
Mhm.
It's absolutely crucial. It's absolutely needed. But the way in which our society has evolved, where now you have so many dyes and different chemicals in the medicine, I didn't realize then that as my little baby's body was trying to fight, on his own to get better, that the things that I was giving him to try to help him may have been harming him and kind of making things longer, right, in his recovery. And so yeah, those little bits of information that we learn afterwards are really key to just make those small changes in our home that make a long lasting effect, like you're saying.
Yeah, no, absolutely. No, it's so amazing. So, can you share some of the challenges you faced as an entrepreneur in this space?
Well, this is a brand new journey for me. I mean, like
Mhm.
this is like what, maybe month 3 into this. Like this is fresh. Everything is really new. Um, I don't know what I'm doing half the time with the business end of things. I'm trying. It's a trial and error. It's putting myself out there has been really scary and also really rewarding at the same time. Um, so I don't know. I mean, I am in the midst of starting this journey and figuring things out. But I think the most rewarding part so far has been the feedback that I've gotten from the elderberry syrup. The way that it has helped community members, the way that people have enjoyed the taste or just enjoyed having a home remedy that is available in their community. Because having a home remedy and having something come from the store, it's different, right? There's a lot of love that gets put into this, right? There's energy, there's love, there's care that goes into it. Um, and so I think that's been the biggest piece. Like listening to the feedback, that always it warms my heart. That keeps me going.
Yeah, no, and it's amazing, and you get to ask you, "What is in this?" Or,
Yeah,
like, "Where'd you get your ingredients from?" You're getting it from the store, there's not really you can Google it, but it's not like you can really ask anyone
right.
personal questions, like, "I'm giving this to my child, how much" they can actually reach you, speak to you, about their concerns or any questions they have, so
Yeah,
it really answers probably the things that go through your mind, you're like, "I have no idea who to ask." Like,
yeah,
they can go straight to you,
exactly.
so that's amazing.
And and I don't know all the things, but I'm definitely somebody that will research and come back to you.
Mhm.
If I don't know something, I'll be honest about. Like I don't quite know that piece, but let me figure it out, or let me go to somebody that does know, and I'll come back to you. That for sure, because I feel like um it's humbling when we are still able to learn and continue to grow and be in a place of growth and be transparent about that, so that folks understand that, yeah, there are going to be some things that I absolutely know and I'm absolutely going to help you on, and I'm going to try to guide you my best. And then there are going to be other things where I'm going to need to pause and be like, you know what, let me think about that, and I'll come back to you for. I think a lot of times in our society, we want to be the expert on things, and I'm no expert. I'm somebody who these are my experiences. This is how I'm putting myself out
Mhm.
there, and I'm ready to help, right? And I'm ready to continuously learn.
No, that's amazing. And it gives you, like, credibility too, because it's like, if I have the answer, I'm gonna tell you. If if I find it out, I'll let you know? So it's just that honesty as well, which is amazing and definitely needed in business and in society in general, to be honest. So how do you balance running a business with your values of community and care?
Um, that's something that most recently I have been faced with, of wanting to be of service to my community, needing to be in my home, and this being my uh, primary importance, right? My primary role, and also fulfilling my dreams and having my desires met. And it's not an easy thing to balance, that's for sure. But I'm realizing that I don't put forth my care first and the care for myself, then I can't be of service to my family. I can't be of service to my community. I can't be of service to anyone, right? If I'm not okay. So, really listening to my body. And even then, like this week for sure, I've been prepping and getting ready for multiple things. And this week has been like really busy in a beautiful way. But it's
Mhm.
also been a reminder of like, okay, this is great. I love all these opportunities that are coming up, but I also have to rest, and I also need to take care of myself so that I can continue to show up. So it's remembering that I'm important too.
Yes. No, absolutely, and that's so good to, like, hear, the human side of it too, prioritizing ourselves so we can actually help other people. So that's so good. So what do you hope your customers take away from your products and philosophy?
I hope that they remember. I think we have forgotten that we are nature, that we don't have to go somewhere to be a part of nature, and that we are a part of nature. We are, the soil, the trees, the cosmic dust. We are all these things. And I think we forget that we don't need to go somewhere else to connect to it. Sometimes we don't have that availability, right? But if we remember that these plants and herbs and roots and stems and leaves and all these different pieces of nature, how we are in a symbiotic relationship with them. And that they are here to help us as much as we are here to be stewardships of the land, of the earth. And so I think that piece, right? If we just remembered that we have all these things mostly at home, right? And these things are home remedies, right? They're things that we have in our cabinetry or things that we can find relatively easy. And it's not that difficult to make, right? There's an empowerment with being able to make your own medicine too. And if you can't, at least being able to support somebody who does make it in your community, right? So that it's still an accessible piece to everyone.
What has been your biggest success or breakthrough so far? It sounds like you're having a busy week. So
yeah,
I'm really feeling the growth pains there.
I feel like I'm going through it. It's like currently happening. Let's see, tomorrow actually, we're having a Dreaming of You pop-up market event over at the yard. It's on Yucca, like Lancaster and Yucca. I'm sorry, Lancaster Boulevard and Yucca. And so that'll be happening from 4 to 8 tomorrow. That's where you can find me and some elderberry and have some couple of new exciting products that I'll be showcasing as well. And so, I've been gearing up for that. I've been connecting with other people, learning more of how to make the medicine on a larger scale, because I'm used to making it right just here at home and doing it at home for just your individual family, and then doing it multiple. It's a whole different thing. So learning how to do business on multiple levels. And so all of that has been happening while still homeschooling my son and all things mom. It's just, and then trying to have a moment to just breathe, right? To just be, to have some time for myself. So that's the kind of week it's been, but it's been a blessing. Like it's my plate is full, but it's all the things that I've been asking for and I've been desiring. So I'm really thankful.
No, that's amazing. Yeah, definitely the growing pains though. And the mom life, I feel it. All the mom things you have to do in building. But it's so amazing that like your kids get to see it and they get to benefit from it because it's something that you can use for them.
Yeah, my biggest cheerleader has been my son for sure. Like right now, he's like, "Mom, I can't believe you're going to be on a podcast." He's like, "I'm so excited for you." He's like, "You're going to be great." He's like, "And you should say this and you should do this." And he's just my biggest fan. So it's wonderful.
That's amazing. I love hearing that too. And just involving them. Like they know what's going on. They know what's possible. Yeah. It's kind of expanding their world too. Like he knows exactly what a podcast is, but I have 11-year-old. Yeah. So he's like, what? A podcast? Yeah. So no, that's amazing. I love it. So how do you see your business growing in the next few years?
That's kind of like an exciting and scary question all at the same time, because naturally, like I'd want to see it grow, and also I'm scared of the pace of the growth, because I would like to keep the integrity and the authenticity of something I'm trying to build. And time again, I think you see the way, especially now, right? The way that you see that certain brands have then moved to corporate brands or have expanded and have grown. And the way that now corporations have turned their backs on a lot of, a lot of minority groups and just folks in general, right? And so it makes me excited, but also really cautious about how I'm going to grow and where I want to grow. So I think I just want it nice and easy for now. I want it slow. I want it to grow organically, but slowly, right? If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You can keep the integrity of your product and your beliefs and philosophy,
Yes.
but also still expand and help more people.
Have more people be able to reach more folks at the same time, but without all that. Yeah.
That's awesome. All right. So what role does nature and wellness play in your personal life, and how does that influence your brand? You mentioned a little bit about it, but just expanding on how it kind of really brought together your brand, and just when you're talking to other people, like what is it? How do you explain it to them?
I think part of that just grew from the reconnecting to nature. So I think that began for me when I started to grow a garden and learning how to grow your own food and how to grow your own plants, how to care for things, how to watch the cycle of things, how to let go of things that don't work out, right? Because it's not always pretty, it's not always easy. And so with gardening, there's a lot of patience and observation and time. And I think that then transfers to medicine making. And this is ancient ways of making medicine. Like these things are not new, right? Like I'm not reinventing the wheel. I'm not bringing something new. If anything, it's just trying to remind people of where things used to be and how things used to be done. And connecting that now to modern day way of being. So for me, I think it's just, again, like being part of nature and remembering that you are it. Like you don't have to go anywhere for it if you can't, because you are it. You are the piece of nature. But gardening has enabled me to slow down, to reconnect, and to remember.
Mm-hmm. No, it's so good. And is that how you use your like your elderberry and those things like that? Do you actually grow them?
Not yet. At this point, no. I'm learning that all these different pieces are different kinds of businesses. So if we're thinking back to business, so there's like my desire of the way I want to do things, and there's like the business world of how you have to do things. And so what I've learned is that growing your own and making medicine and selling this, and they're different parts of the industry. And so I'm still not there yet. But I would like to grow, but I think that's a whole business in and of itself is growing your own. Yeah.
Okay. No, that makes sense, because it's like you're specializing in those areas, and then eventually you can bring them all together. Once you have that structure and everything like that.
But like little me trying to do all the things plus momming and homeschooling. No, I don't think that's quite possible right now.
Yeah, that makes sense. 100%. That absolutely makes sense. You have to quote yourself.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm working on that. I'm like, someday, maybe. Perfect. So what advice would you give to someone looking to start becoming more nature conscious in their daily life?
I think maybe starting with like herbal tea, finding an herbal tea that you like, and maybe it could be like as simple as one plant, right? One herb that is common, like take chamomile. Start with a chamomile tea. In fact, my mentor, this is one of the things that she, asked us to study one plant medicine at a time, and to take our time with that plant medicine, and to sit with that cup of tea, with the warmth, the process of making tea. I think part of connecting with nature is just slowing down. It's just observing of what's already here, what you're already doing. Most of the time, we're so in a hurry to get to the next thing or to be at the next place or to reach the next goal, that we forget that we're living right now, that right now is the moment, right now is the stuff, right? To get to that next goal. And so I think a simple cup of tea, learning how to make tea and just slowing down, looking out of the window and sipping on that cup of tea, right? It's just little things. It doesn't have to be expensive. It doesn't have to be elaborate. It doesn't have to be over the top. It could just be that simple act.
Mm-hmm. No, that's so good. And that's everywhere, right? You can find herbal tea almost anywhere. And that makes it very accessible to a lot of people to start out. It doesn't seem like something like so difficult that you have to change like your whole life for. It's like, okay, start here, start simple, and then build from there and take your time and slow down, which can be difficult. Just to be honest, it can, but it's so important.
Yeah.
No, it's amazing. So how do you personally stay motivated and inspired while juggling business and motherhood?
That comes and goes. I mean, like, it depends on the day, depends on the hour. I don't know. Ask me next minute. I don't know.
Yes.
That's a tough one. I think it fluctuates, especially like the kind of day your kids are having, right? Like if your kid is having an extremely difficult day emotionally and, just regulate it all day and you can't seem to get them there and for whatever reason, right? I think I just take it one day at a time, especially at this point. Again, one day at a time, trying to find that balance, trying to find that moment of peace, right? That seems kind of crazy and insane to even try to suggest, right? Because we know the runaround moms, but it's in those moments where instead of like doom scrolling, right, you can take that moment to like shut off the phone and do something intentional for yourself. So I take it one day at a time with these babies. That's for sure.
Oh yeah. I get that. Definitely. It seems like you have different kids every day too sometimes.
Yes,
so it's
yeah. I'm like, well, we'll see today. Okay, that's the kind of mood we're in. All right. Noted. Yep.
So what is one thing you wish more people understood about the importance of plant medicine and reconnecting with nature? Like your one piece of advice.
One piece of advice. I think consistency. Being consistent with showing up for yourself, being consistent with taking plant medicine, being consistent with reconnecting to nature. There's no one quick fix, right? It's not like this one time that I sit in the sun, then things will be fixed. No, it's like, the consistency of it. Yeah. Just showing up for yourself consistently.
No, that's so good. And I like how you said showing up for yourself consistently, because this is really what it is. Like healing your body from like inside out. And it's just really amazing. And it's so nice to have someone local that really kind of wants to share that, educate the community, and provide the resources for it. Like we can get it straight from you. We know who's producing it. We know who's making it. And it's so amazing. And just thank you for coming on here and sharing about your business and how motherhood is with it as well. And just showing the full thing, because it's one thing to be like, this is my business, this is how it is, but it's going into also, this is my life. I am a mother. You homeschool, you have a 3-year-old. In itself, that's already a full-time job. And then on top of that, you're also building a business, and it's just very inspiring and so good to be able to share that with other moms and people in general, saying like you can do it once you have that passion, that goal, desire to do that. It's possible. You just kind of have to start, and like you said, take one piece at a time, really learn it, and then expand from there. So thank you so much for popping on here. I've learned a lot from you, and I am super excited to kind of see more about your products. Do you have any products you wanted to share right
Sure.
now, or a site, or your
I do. So
socials
let
would be
me
best?
shift a little. So I wanted to say also thank you for, just noticing me, for taking the moment. Honestly, because there's so many people doing so many incredible things, and it's like, oh, okay, scroll, okay, next, okay, next. But, you saw something, you saw what I'm doing, and so I appreciate that, and so thank you.
No, of course.
So,
So yeah, you have the floor. Any products you want to share, feel free to share them. Say whatever you like about them.
this way. So, there's been a little bit. So this is what has been such a busy week. Part of it is that we have a new bottle and an official label on here. That another entrepreneur mom also helped me out on this. So somebody local, her name is Veronica, and you can find her at V Creations. She did these the labels for me, and they came out amazing. And so this is the organic elderberry. And so this year, it's all just about, I think 90% of it is organic. I have elderberry, ginger, turmeric, lemon, cloves, cinnamon, local honey, and maple syrup. And so this is great for illness, cold, flu season in particular. But it's also great for your heart. The wonderful thing about plants is that plants are so multifaceted, and they will they'll help and aid the body in numerous ways, and it just kind of keeps giving. So elderberry is both good for illness and prevention. So if you take it on a daily basis, so 1 teaspoon a day, it helps just keep the bugs away, pretty much, right? But if you are sick, clinically, it's even been proven that it can help reduce illness shorten illness by up to 4 days. And so it just helps you get back on your feet. Elderberry itself, and then you add in the ginger, the turmeric, the clove, the cinnamon, everything else. It just really adds to it. And then this is my newest medicine here that I have, and it's called Abuelita's cough syrup. And this is SoCal local honey infused with red onions. And so this is something that I think maybe a lot of Latinos can relate to, having something similar to this growing up. It's a remedy that I grew up with my mom giving it to me, and her mom probably giving it to her. Something really simple, but the infusion of red onions and honey really alleviates the cough and really soothes a sore throat. And so this is the newest one, and hopefully I'll have it ready by tomorrow. I've been also working on a body butter. A body butter made with shea butter, mango butter, coconut oil, infused calendula, jojoba oil, rosemary, olive oil. I don't know. It's like a grip of ingredients, but it's really lovely. And it's a rose scent. So that's what I've been working on this morning, trying to finalize. And so I'm hoping to have it ready for tomorrow's pop-up. But these are definitely the two that I'm really proud of, and offering to the community. And you guys can find me out there tomorrow. You can find me at Neighborhood Remedies on Gmail and also on Facebook.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, and so your new product is coming out tomorrow's like the launch day.
I am hoping to have it ready by tomorrow. Okay. Yeah, so this one for sure is the newest one, and this one will be available. I have a small batch, so it's like a limited amount that I have of these. It's more like a tester. I'm kind of testing to see if the community likes it, if it'll go, because being self-financed, financing things yourself, is another piece of it, that I'm also learning and trying to figure things out. So I'm putting myself out there, but I have to be patient with what I can and how I can. Um, so this is just a small batch right
Mhm.
now to see, how the community responds to it. And if it's a hit, then, I'll definitely make bigger batches and continue to offer it.
Okay, awesome. And I love how you collaborated with another
Yes.
mompreneur out
So
here.
that's part of like the intentionality behind what I'm trying to grow is I definitely want to keep things local. I definitely want to keep working with other small businesses. The places that I source a lot of my things, not all, but a lot of them, I try to be really conscientious about where I support, where I put my dollars towards as well.
Mhm.
So yeah, I did collaborate with her, and she did amazing work. So I couldn't be happier.
Mhm. No, that's awesome. Yeah, well, thank you so much.